Here we are, once again. Cannabis news with Joe Klare, January 7th, 2019. Another week here at marijuanatimes.org. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org, the Marijuana Times. Click the video tab for this show. You can find a bunch of great articles there as well. Social media, network, links, all of that stuff. Should I say it's where all the cool kids go? I don't know that. It's where all the cool people go? I'm not sure. I have no studies, I have no data backing that up, but in my heart, I know that the coolest people in the world are going to marijuanatimes.org. I can't quantify that. It's just my gut. Trust my gut. You can trust my gut as well. And that's what my gut is telling me. My gut is also telling me today, talking about Colorado, New Hampshire, and Bangladesh. That's right. There's drug law reform news out of Bangladesh. Probably the first story I've ever done on Bangladesh. I don't remember another one. I think it's a first. But before all of that, of course, first, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Make sure you check them out. Grow safe and poison-free. Don't use harmful chemicals on what you are growing. Be regulatory compliant in the state that you're growing in. You can do all these things with Natureside, nature-side.com. Side is spelled C-I-D-E. They're awesome. Go check them out. Whether you grow cannabis, whatever you grow. If you're looking for organic, all-natural pesticides, make sure you check out Natureside. This first story by Jason Sander at marijuanatimes.org. Colorado has collected nearly $1 billion in cannabis taxes. It's not quite a Dr. Evil impression. It's more of a, I don't know. And the way, that was to impressions what paraphrasing is to quotes. Let's put it that way. According to Colorado.gov, retail. If you came here for the impressions, I'm sorry, you're going to be disappointed. Retail cannabis locations in Colorado have sold almost 6 billion. Again, not a direct impression, more of a paraphrasing of a movie character. Two completely different things. Because of the latter, I can do better than the former, and that is why I don't do impressions. There was a time in my life when I thought I was great at impressions, but time and age and wisdom, perspective, all of these things have combined to tell me that I am awful at impressions. Absolutely awful. Continuing with the story out of Colorado, the state has collected over $880 million in cannabis taxes. These figures only cover up to the end of October of 2018, so the tax figure could easily be more than that by now, especially after the holiday shopping season. In just the city of Denver alone, almost $13 million worth of cannabis taxes have been allocated to education funding, according to the Denver Channel. 8 specific youth diversion programs have been created, along with training programs in 15 different public schools in the area. Also a high-cost youth education program, which encourages students to make wise, informed decisions. That's also according to the Denver Channel. So marijuana is popular, and a lot of it's being sold in Colorado, which should not be surprising. As I've said before, people kind of like marijuana. I think that they've proven that, if anything, over the years. This next story from TalkingDrugs.org. Bangladesh to begin hanging people for non-violent drug offenses. And this is not only a story, but this is a PSA of sorts. If you were planning a trip to Bangladesh and you were planning on doing some committing some non-violent drug offenses, well, let me be the first to officially advise against that. Because of, what I'm about to tell you. People in Bangladesh now face execution for a range of non-violent drug offenses. The Narcotics Control Act 2018, which came into effect on December 27th, mandates either the death penalty or life imprisonment for anyone convicted of committing a range of drug offenses. Such crimes include trading or producing over 25 grams of heroin or cocaine. You can't trade 25 grams of heroin for something? They hang you? Trading or producing over 200 grams of methamphetamine, colloquially known as yaba. Also, trading or producing less than 200 grams of methamphetamine or less than 25 grams of cocaine of heroin will now be punishable between 2 and 10 years in prison. According to the Harm Reduction International, the last known death sentence for a drug offense in Bangladesh was in 2009. Under the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898 says, quote, when any person is sentenced to death, the sentence shall direct that he be hanged by the neck till he is dead. That's the official quote. Be hanged by the neck till, T-I-L-L, he is dead. Again, if I have really nothing to add to that. I do see the House Minister. Here's what the House Minister said. He'll add to it, then I'll add to what he says. He said, quote, this youth society loses their ability to work, service attitude, and creativity due to drug addiction, and they become a burden for the nation in the process. We know it cures losing your ability to work, your service attitude, and your creativity due to drug addiction. Hanging. It really brings back all that creativity and all that, that just will to like be a great citizen. He said, he added later the implementation of the new law meant that, quote, will surely succeed in controlling drugs. Surely. You can look back on history and you can find no instances of where that may be wrong. And it may be that prohibition doesn't control drugs at all. But I will say this, to be fair, if you hang enough people, then it does kind of cut back on the drug problem. Because, there's not as many people around to take or sell drugs. So if you kill them all, then you can begin to get a handle on the drug problem. Hang them by the neck until he is dead, or till he is dead. I guess that's the way to do it. It's how they're going to get their society back. Just start hanging people. Again, there's not much I can add to that other than don't travel to Bangladesh. Not that you had a reason to travel to Bangladesh. I can't think of any reason that I would want to do that. But now it's really not going to happen. This is, somebody says, let's go to Bangladesh. I say, look, no. I mean, what if I want to trade some drugs? I'll get hung. I'm not going to do that. No. This last story from Forbes.com. Top New Hampshire lawmaker says marijuana could be legalized despite governor's opposition. You may remember a few weeks ago here on the show that Governor Sununu in New Hampshire kind of laid the gauntlet down. He said that it's going to be a battle over marijuana legalization. He's not going to stand for it. He's going to fight it, not only in the legislature, but before the legislature even has a chance to debate or vote on it. He's going to work with smart approaches to marijuana, to push back against legalization. Well, now, Steve Shurtleff, the Democratic Speaker of the State House of Representatives, says his chambers, representatives in New Hampshire, says his chamber and the Senate likely have enough support to override a promised veto of marijuana legalization legislation from Governor Chris Sununu. It's going to pass, the Speaker told the Boston Globe for a story published on Friday. It's burying our head in the sand to think that if we continue to make it illegal in New Hampshire that people won't be using marijuana. Earlier this month, Sununu said he would absolutely veto any marijuana legalization bill, quote, regardless of what the language looks like, end quote. Well, now they're saying that the legislature has the votes to override a veto. So, and Sununu says he's going to fight. So it's going to be a real battle in 2019. New Hampshire is one of the states we'll be looking at, of course, here on Cannabis News for the battle over marijuana legalization. That and many other stories we'll continue to cover here. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos, for helping us spread the word and the truth about cannabis with this show. Thank you to nature-side.com and their organic all-natural pesticides. Thank you to the Marijuana Times, marijuanatimes.org. Click that video tab. You can also find the videos on Vimeo and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the show on YouTube. Search the Marijuana Times. Also search the Marijuana Times on Apple Podcasts for the audio-only version of the show. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting, as I said, and for watching and listening today. We'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.